Okay, what are you saying, people? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is doing well this Tuesday morning. As always, guys, if you're enjoying the stream, enjoying the content, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And of course, make sure you do hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. Make sure you check out the Elevating Traders Discord channel, completely free to join. I have dropped the link to that at the top of the chat. You can't miss it. There will be some discount opportunities available there close to launch. And of course, you can join in discussions about different trading opportunities with other traders as well. So make sure you don't miss that out. But guys, welcome back to another stream. FX Wolf, as always, good morning, good morning. Slow day, EuroJPY just slow. Yeah, I agree. I'm still keeping a very close eye on EuroJPY. But yeah, it's taking its sweet time. It is taking its sweet time to retrace. The bias, the analysis is still very much the same for me. A lovely move to the downside last week. Now looking for a bit of a retracement for the continuation this week. Will we see the retest of that low? Possibly. Yeah, as traders, we just have to wait and see if we will get that retest or not. Price is finding it a little bit difficult to try and break past some of this lower time frame areas of support resistance. Will that send price down? It could do, but yeah, it's nothing that I'm interested personally. So I'll hope to see us break higher, but yeah, it is a bit of a slow day, slow couple days. Well, Tuesday just started. Let me give it an opportunity to do something, but yeah, I haven't done much. Haven't done much at all, and that's the same thing for all the yen pairs. Really, mostly sideways since we've last spoke. Maybe upside on Swiss yen a little bit. Dollar yen not much. New Zealand yen not much. GJ not much. CAD yen not much as well. So yeah, nothing really to report on in terms of the PA on the JPY pairs, other than still looking for shorts. Need to be patient. What's up, Will? Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Welcome. What's up, Manzondi? Welcome to the stream. Tom, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're all doing well. So yeah, in terms of the pairs that I'm looking at this week, it's still very much the same collective of pairs: Euro yen shorts, Aussie yen shorts as well. It would be nice if Aussie would get back to this area, but again, similar boat as Euro. Not too sure if we will. Looks like we're struggling on some low time frames area here as well. We'll price sell off from there, possibly. So in terms of the yen pairs, Euro yen shorts, Aussie yen shorts. In terms of USD pairs, still liking Euro USD. Again, this one didn't really do much since we last spoke either. The market didn't really do much in general. Yeah, I believe we're trading around here last time we spoke, and price is still in the same area. I was expecting kind of euros to keep dropping, pounds to keep dropping yesterday, but it didn't really do that. But yeah, hopefully we can get to these levels today. They're not far away, so it's realistic to expect that. And I do think USD still has a bit more room to the upside as well. So if USD is going to remain bullish a little bit, should help Euro retrace a little bit further. Should help pound retrace a little bit further as well. Again, the idea is looking for that high low and the push to the upside, at least back to the high here, and then potentially the swing high. And then I do have some extended targets. I'll put that high there, 1.125. So I'm still really liking Euro. Just need to stay patient. Ben, good morning. Hope you're well. Shorts setting up in UK 100. Okay, we'll go take a look at that one. It's been a while since I had a look at the UK 100. Tom was looking at GA longs at 1.96. Okay, the boat sailed without me. It happens, my man. It happens. Sometimes the boat just leaves unexpectedly. But don't worry, because there's always another boat on the way. That was a weird analogy, but you know what I mean. Okay, so UK 100. So yeah, with UK 100, we did see all the indices kind of drop last week. So UK 100 included in that boat. Again, it's very, very choppy. We've spoken about this before. Very, very choppy. I'm not the biggest fan of this one. Yeah, I would expect a bit more downside, to be honest, back into this level here. It's a massive level around 81.33. I would expect price to come back and revisit that. We're very close to it on Friday. Was that Friday? Yeah, that was Friday. So yeah, I would expect price to kind of roll over. I'd say if you're looking to short, you kind of want to already be in the trade or expecting to see another move higher up to then find some entries higher up. But yeah, I would be expecting more downside for UK 100. Let me know what you're looking at, Ben, for this one as well. Um, okay, short setup UK 100. So yeah, I would be looking at shorts as well. I'm not too sure about terms setting up. Depends on the entry, depends on your stop loss as well. If I was looking to trade this one, I would want price to push a little bit higher up. Doesn't have to be bang on this area, my entry, but I want price to be reacting up there so I can get a stop loss above the high and anticipate, that swing to the downside. Because essentially what we're looking at is price has ranged in this area for a long period. We've kind of faked above it, we faked below it, we faked above it. Now price is back in that same period again. So I'm just expecting that range to continue until it doesn't really. So price has come near enough to the low, respected it, come back up again to the high, respected it. So if I want to find my shorts, I'll be looking around the 80, 82, 90 mark, and then expecting it to simply continue back to the low. But yeah, I would be bearish on this one and trying to expect or to at least target price back around 81.20. But yeah, indices have been pretty bearish. UK 100 falling, S&P falling. How is the DAX doing? That was a nice little retest there yesterday, but that's looking bearish there as well. So yeah, it's not looking too hot for the indices right now. Okay, looking for a pullback to short. Yeah, if you're looking for a pullback or you're looking for price to essentially come higher, as long as we don't do anything crazy, it's probably just an opportunity to short the UK 100. The FTSE, it looks pretty bearish to me, especially on the higher time frames as well. There's a really big bearish candle last week. But you can see how awkward the price action is. So maybe we're going to go through a bigger pullback, essentially something like we did here. Maybe we're going to do something like that again here before the next move higher. But yeah, last week's candle was price trying to push on, but completely failed and closed very strongly bearish. So yeah, I'll be expecting more downside, but there is major support below us. So I'll watch out for that. That could be a nice target, or at least start managing the trade. But yeah, I would agree. Shorts for UK 100 looks promising. In terms of GA, Tom, you said you're looking at longs, but you think the boat has sailed, train's left the station. Yeah, possibly. That's a nice little 4-hour close there. This 4-hour candle there that could take us back to the high. Yesterday, I was talking about some retest of 1.95. 1.95300, which is this area here. So I said they would be nice for a retest, higher low, and a continuation. That could look good back to 1.99, which is this area here. So I think we were in agreement with that bias. I'm pretty sure you were looking for something similar. You were talking about yesterday, or if it might be someone else. But yeah, I think the buys look good, and maybe you have missed it, but maybe you haven't. Maybe price does come back a little bit deeper and find some buys. I think you're probably looking for some buys in this area here, which look good as well. Price to consolidate there for a few hours, and then a really big 4-hour candle breaking higher. So maybe you have, maybe you haven't. I wouldn't say it's gone now. I would say if price was trading up here, then yeah, you've missed the boat. But we're still kind of in that pullback sequence. It looks like price may be looking to turn and go bullish. But if it doesn't, of course, you might have an opportunity in your hands maybe later today or maybe sometime tomorrow. So yeah, I wouldn't say you've missed it just yet. There's still a possibility you'll come in lower. But yeah, I would be bullish on this one. I would expect higher prices for now. What's up, Nkeba? Welcome to the stream. Hope you are well. Good morning. And then 81.35 target. Okay, so that's your target for the UK 100. Could see a partial fill of the huge wick on the higher time frame. Okay, that is a huge wick. So you're looking for, actually, why did I go to the weekly chart? You're looking for 81.35, so that's around here-ish. So basically all those wicks and rejections collected. Yeah, I agree with that. I like that. Yeah, that's where a lot of wicks have collected down the weekly chart. Of course, we had that huge piercing wick to the downside a few weeks ago, which was the catalyst for this up move. But this is really where prices paid a lot of attention to. So there's a good chance we're coming back to test that same area as well. Possibly might get a breakout. We might get price reject that area. We have to wait and see. But in terms of a smart place to at least manage the trade, to take partials, I would say that would be an obvious place for that, because if price wants to reverse against you, this is not, this is the place to kind of do it. So at least taking some partials or removing some risk would make a lot of sense as we approach that area. And then if we do catch a break, hopefully we can possibly even fill the wick there back down to 8K as well. But yeah, I like the shorts though for UK 100. I think across the boards, a lot of these major indices, they're not looking too good. They do look like they can probably keep falling. Long term, I'm still pretty bullish, but a 4-hour chart, not looking good for them. Still holding GJ shorts. We had a nice sell-off in the afternoon. Yeah, we did see some downside, dropping 90 pips in my favor. Now just at entry level, what sorcery is this? Yeah, that's the GJ for you. Not GJ, well, that's the yen pairs for you. It can give you 90 pips and take away 90 pips in a blink of an eye. I'm still very much bearish on pound yen as well, so I'm liking the bias. I'm expecting more downside. If I had to look to short pound yen, it would be coming back into this low 189. So if you do get stopped out, I wouldn't say it's that you've got the direction wrong. It might just be price wants to push a little bit higher first before it does continue. So of course you can look for some re-entries higher up. But yeah, it's still holding that same area as you were speaking about yesterday. I think, can't remember what exact price you were, but we were trading around here yesterday. And yeah, price is now back at that same area. So will it respect it? We'll have to wait and see. But I think you're looking for a move back down to 183, which is this area here. So if it does play out, I'm pretty sure the risk reward in your trade is pretty big. So if it plays out, it'll be a phenomenal trade. If it doesn't, like I said, there's probably some opportunities higher up to consider before this one does follow through. Because looking at the daily, looking at the weekly, I think we've got a really high chance that the market is just going to slowly bleed to the downside. And any upside we see is probably just a lower high forming. And the market's probably going to continue lower. Of course, not 100% certain. We could reverse. Anything can happen in the markets, which is why we manage risk. But yeah, I would be expecting more downside for the yen pairs. Euro yen's the top of my watch list, but I'm just not too sure to see the pullback I'm looking for. I could be aggressive and enter short here, but that's just not according to my plan. And it's more of me just kind of taking a trade, fearing that I might miss out on a move rather than taking a trade because it's a particularly good trade that fits the plan well. So I will be waiting to see if we can get pushed there. I'm looking for that third lower high, 1, 2, and 3. So hopefully we can get a push there. Same thing for Aussie yen. Again, not necessarily looking to short both, just whichever one gives me the better trade. I like the fake out here for Aussie yen. Very, very textbook. So pullback would be great. And then, of course, looking to ride that back into 93 pretty much. There's a big level here, support resistance on the daily chart, resistance there, support there. Price paid a lot of respect to this area, so that is an area which I would expect price to eventually get to. Of course, I'll be trading my stops on the way down, but I might be a little bit more aggressive with my stop loss once we get to that area, because I don't want to be in a situation where I've trailed, things are looking good, then we have a massive bounce from that area, and I get trailed out somewhere over here. Yeah, it's unnecessary. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at in terms of the yen pairs, but very, very bearish bias for myself. Again, the other yen pairs look okay. It's just Aussie and Euro look the best. So I'm not going to focus on the other ones too much. And then dollar pairs, Euro and pound, looking at the same opportunity really, but they're taking their sweet time. I was looking at Aussie dollar longs as we approach this level here, but the price action has kind of been hit and miss. I need to see more momentum come through on these candlesticks for me to enter the trade, because what we're doing right now is kind of just moving in this descending format, which is good because it means that price is slowing down, especially after such a huge bearish candle here from NFP last week. Huge bearish candle, a lot of bearish momentum, and now we're kind of just correctively falling. So it's a sign that, okay, that momentum has dissipated and buyers are collecting, maybe sellers are taking profit, and we could be looking to turn. But I need that candle that says, okay, we're closing bullish, things are turning, and we're likely to head up higher. So something like that would be a nice candle. So breaking above the high, closing, engulfing these prior candles, and that would be my entry. And then stop loss underneath the low. Let me just make sure we can see that. And then, of course, same targets as last time, back into those areas there. So still waiting on that for Aussie. But yeah, going to have to be a bit more patient because nothing there quite yet. But I'm liking how price is moving. If we're going to turn around, we're doing the right things for it. And then ends the USD. Yeah, this one broke through that area, so I'm not really interested in looking at longs for ends the USD anymore. Although it's going to move in a similar fashion to Aussie dollar as well. But yeah, I'll just focus on Aussie dollar, as the USD is not quite lining up with the price action. USD CAD keeping a close eye on as well. This is the area I'm looking to short from. Really nice level on the 4 hour. Should we get the suitable rejection I'm looking for, I will consider. Again, with all these USD pairs, I'm not looking to trade them all. As I keep saying, it's just whichever one looks the best at the time, because maybe Aussie dollar looks okay now and I'm waiting for that candle, but it never happens. But then in the meantime, dollar CAD sets up, I see a really nice rejection, maybe a fake out as well, adding to the confluence, and then my attention will move to USD CAD rather than Aussie dollar. So I'll just focus on shorting dollar CAD. And then if I can get that to break even and lock in some gains, then I can look to add some more USD pairs. If they're positioning themselves nicely, then I look to add more trades. But like I said, the correlation, if you're trading dollar CAD, you're trading Euro USD, you're trading pound USD, you're taking very much the same trade. So there's no need to spread yourself across all of them because they're all going to do the same thing. Same for USDCHF as well, which, yeah, I'm not a big fan of this one right now. It's at the low. It looks like it's about to reverse, but I wouldn't buy it just yet, and I wouldn't be looking to sell it either. So that one's a bit awkward. Gold still being gold. I was looking at this one this morning, and yeah, the analysis was very, very quick, to be fair. The analysis was very, very quick because whilst we're still in that range, there's absolutely nothing for me to do until we break above it or even break below. Because if we break below, we come back into 24.45, which would be an interesting area for me. We've got the daily high over there. We've got this trend line here connecting all the higher lows. So there is confluence below us there. And I can see price maybe faking lower because there will be a lot of buyers collected around here. If I drop back to the 4 hour, there will be a lot of buyers just sitting just underneath here with their stop. So we could see price go and run that to go higher. So I do like that opportunity as well, but I also really like the break to the upside as well, should we get that. So yeah, I need price to be trading outside of this range. Whilst we're inside of it, not interested at all really. So the analysis is really, really straightforward with this one. Still looking for buys, but as long as we stay in the range, I'm not going to be looking to do anything with it. Yes, there might be some, opportunities back and forth within the range. And again, if that's the type of trade you're after, gold might be a decent pair to trade. As we approach the high, you're looking to place your sells up there. You would have made some money there, and there. So it's a decent opportunity, but it's just not really something I look at in my repertoire of trading. And silver, yeah, I'm not too sure of silver. Again, I know long term I'm looking for buys, but not seeing a setup with silver right now. Not seeing a setup at all, especially after that rejection Friday, off that low, off the NFP. So silver, I'm just kind of keeping a very open eye over it. Again, I did my analysis on the weekend, so I'm very much just putting that one to the back burner for now. And yeah, I don't think I'll be looking to trade it at all this week. So I'll pick it back up again in the weekend. What's up, Darkshon? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Oil preparing for reverse. Haven't looked at oil in a while. I'll go take a look at oil. Last time I looked at it, I was very, very bearish on it. So I'll discuss that in a moment. Ben, gold is like watching paint dry. I agree. Yeah, that's true as well. The longer the consolidation, the bigger the breakout. That's the rule of thumb. That. So yeah, you would be expecting that with gold. You would be expecting that with gold. So that's why I've always said, we're very, very corrective. And if this was like Euro USD or like any kind of random FX pair, you'd be like, okay, the trend is very much coming to an end soon, and you're expecting a big move down, which could be true for gold as well. But gold being gold, if you look back at previous price action, sometimes the biggest moves from gold, they kind of start from this type of price action, and they kind of slowly pick up pace, and then you catch a nice little break, and then it just rips. Not necessarily saying that price is going to do that, but no, I'm not going to rule out that happening. Something like this happening again this year, I'm not going to rule that out, because I think that's a good possibility. Unless gold does something crazy and starts breaking structure, then yeah, I'll rethink things. But I know I'm just looking to buy, like you said, waiting for that breakout to happen. And the more it consolidates, should be seeing an even more impressive breakout. But yeah, whilst we're in there, I'm not touching that at all. In terms of oil, have we hit the target yet? No, not quite. Not quite. I'm still looking for us to come a little bit lower, back down to 66. If I go to the weekly chart, probably see a little bit better. So yeah, we're not far away. So yeah, I would expect oil to reverse in the next coming couple of weeks. I'm looking for us to get there, but I still would expect a little bit more downside for us to do that. And then we can probably speak about some reversals. Yeah, this is kind of major support around there. I do think there is room to the downside, however. So buys could look good, but I do think eventually we'll go and break through that. But of course, I won't speak about the breakout until we actually get it. But yeah, I wouldn't be looking for reversals just yet. Naturally, yeah, as we approach support, you can get ready for some buys. But if price does push to the upside for oil, I'll be looking at that as an opportunity to sell it. A retest of this would be nice, but again, I'm not too sure we see that. Yeah, it looks like price might just keep it. Yeah, with all these lower highs, you might just slowly roll over to the downside there. So yeah, I would be bearish on oil at least till 66. Yeah, at least to 66, and then we can discuss some longs. It's a nice level. We haven't been here in a while, and it's a really, really big level in the higher time frame. So there's a good chance price can bounce from here. But in the meantime, I'll still be very bearish with oil until we get there. So if price does push up, I wouldn't be looking at that as a reversal just yet. I'll be looking at that as an opportunity to sell it and expecting more downside till we get there. But yeah, possibly you might see oil reverse from that. There is room to the downside though if price does want to break through. I wouldn't be completely surprised if it were to get down here, to be honest. Because if you look at oil in the higher time frames, it's kind of like a big range. Maybe price is moving to the lower end of it. But yeah, this is strong support, so we could see some profit taken there. But if we do crack it, I feel like there's a lot of room for us to run into. But again, that's a story for another day. That is a much longer term bias on oil. What's your bias on CAD in general? CAD in general. Do we have CAD interest rates? No, it's euro. Bias on CAD in general. Well, as a technical trader, the way I develop my bias in general is going through each CAD pair and seeing what I'm expecting. So Euro CAD, I'm kind of expecting downside for this one. Now that we rejected the high here, I'm looking for us to push to the downside. Aussie CAD, I'm looking for us to push to the downside as well. Pound CAD, we're trading at major resistance, still failing to break it, so I would be bearish on that one. New Zealand CAD, the fact that we're failing at the high, I will be bearish on that one as well. So I'm pretty bullish on CAD. USD CAD as well. That one I'm expecting price to find resistance and push down. CAD I'm expecting to fall, but that's more due to yen strength. I think that's the same situation with CAD CHF as well. That one has been falling. But I think that's more to do to CHF strength. So yeah, I'm pretty bullish on CAD. Dollar CAD I'm expecting down. Euro CAD I'm expecting down. Aussie CAD I'm expecting down. Pound CAD I'm expecting down. And New Zealand CAD I'm expecting down as well. So I'll be pretty strong on CAD. And a lot of these are like on the daily time frame as well. So it's not like intraday. I'm looking at daily time frame. Euro CAD, if we're going to hold this region here, there's a lot of room to the downside. Aussie CAD, if we're going to hold this region here, a lot of room to the downside. Pound CAD likewise, New Zealand CAD likewise as well, and USD CAD too as well. So yeah, I would be pretty bullish on CAD. But yeah, CAD Yen and CAD CHF, I feel like yen and CHF are going to be the bigger factors in deciding where price is going rather than CAD. So yeah, I would be pretty bullish for now anyway. Been waiting for GPUSD, but it's taking a sweet time. Waiting last night, I really need to manage my time better. Yeah, you won't be the only one. Yeah, pound USD is taking its time, and that's the thing about working on slightly higher time frames, 4 hour and above. Really, it's going to take its time to get there, especially when price starts to consolidate and kind of just goes back and forth, back and forth. There's not really much you can do apart from wait. So I think a big thing is just waiting for alerts. Using alerts. If you use TradingView, you do have the alert. There we go. I thought I was going blind for a second. You do have the alert system, which allows you to just set prices, set alerts for a price you want to get involved with, and then you don't have to really look at the chart until that alert is triggered. So using that can definitely help. But yeah, I feel like because of course, even if you do set the alert, you will just still look at the chart because you just have that natural tendency. But I feel like that will slowly go as time progresses, just because if you stay disciplined, you stay true to your plan and stay true to the setup you're looking at, you realize, okay, there is no point in me looking at the chart right now because there's nothing to do. And then over time, you become a bit more disciplined and you start to manage your time better. I feel like as long as you're not just making silly blunders and silly mistakes and taking stupid trades, then you're already better than a lot of traders, really. In terms of managing your time, that will come. But I think using alerts might help in terms of time management. Alerts are not perfect, but they can definitely help. Excuse me. Yeah, do not use a Save Power Wallet. Swing Trading 101. Yeah, I mean, again, every style will have their pros and have their cons. With day trading, there's pros and cons there. With swing trading, there's pros and cons there. I think with every type of style of trading, there's pros and cons. You just have to weigh up the pros, weigh up the cons, and realize, okay, is this best for me? and your circumstances as well. You know, some people have, you know, full-time commitments, family, work, whatever, you know, and that could definitely hinder your trading or make it more difficult to do something else. So you would have to either trade in the lower time frames, or trade in the higher time frames, or trade in the morning, or trade in the evening, and you have to manage that around. Um, Rise. We're still working on the payout section, but we will be using USDT as well to pay traders as well. But we will be working to see how we can use Rise to pay out traders. But if there are problems, we will look to address that and see if we can find solutions to that. But we'll be using USD payments and just paying traders a lot directly, especially for smaller payouts. But yeah, any issues with Rise, we'll definitely look to address that before. But I'm pretty sure Rise has a lot of works with a lot of prop firms. What's up, Chris? Welcome to the stream. Hope you are doing good. I'm doing good today. I mean, this just started, so nothing really to report on my end. The pairs I'm looking at still haven't really moved much. Yen pairs are still very stale. USD pairs likewise, but a few pairs are close to my level, so I'm keeping a close eye on them. Excuse me. UNSD is not bad as well. That one's not too far away. Forgot to mention UNSD, although I hope it doesn't fall right now. Hopefully you can still push up. If it can find some support down here, it might do that. But yeah, I'm looking to short UNSD up high. But yeah, the pairs I'm looking at, they'll look okay. Not in terms of the opportunity, but just in terms of the price action at the moment. But yeah, no trades for me just yet. Good morning, OP. Hope you're well. Market is awfully slow. Yeah, that's what FX Wolf said, the first chat on the stream. Yeah, the market is a little bit slow. The market is a little bit slow. But the funny thing is the market is always slow until it's not. And the market is always very volatile until it's not. So the market is slow now, yes, but you know, things can change very quickly. Now the market is moving. And of course, as traders, we've got to stay patient and wait for our time to strike. But yeah, we are a little bit slow. We are a little bit slow. To be honest, do you have news this afternoon? I don't remember seeing anything today. We had pound unemployment rate earlier. Yeah, there's nothing really today, is there? Tuesday, yeah, there's nothing major anyway. And then Wednesday we got CPI. So yeah, there's no major news today either. But again, we don't necessarily always need news to get the market moving. The market can move by itself without that kind of big event to get it moving. So it might be a stale day today as well. But hopefully CPI will definitely give the market another kick. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the pairs I'm looking at, they're kind of just moving very slow, close to my levels of interest. So all it needs is just one candle really driving it lower, driving it higher. And I'll be very interested in getting involved. Euro USD, for example, trading right at that low, one more push down. You know, I will be looking to take a buy. Okay, so some traders on X tweet their issues with Rise. Okay. Again, that could be tailored to the prop firm Rise is working with as well. Might not just be on Rise's end, but I'll definitely look into that. Um, best to use in UK withdrawal by binds to the ban. I mean, there's many you can look at. I mean, I don't want to suggest one, but there's there's quite a few, especially if if you go on to what's that place called again? Forget the name. Um, forget the name. If I remember, I'll tell you. But yeah, there's a lot you can use in the UK. Chakalisa. I hope I'm saying that name correctly. Looking to sell Euro USD is the right time. I'm looking to buy Euro, but if you're looking to sell Euro intraday, I think there is some nice opportunities if the market was to pull back. I was mentioning it yesterday. If Euro USD can push into this zone here around 1.107, I do feel like that is a nice place for a short, but yeah, it's a bit more. It's kind of a bigger trade now. But yeah, if Euro USD was to push up there, I feel like that's a nice place for a short. I wouldn't be looking to short Euro USD right now. I know we've been falling to the downside, but we're approaching major support on the left here. We're looking a little bit stale. The market's throwing some wicks to the downside here. Now's not the time to be looking to sell Euro. You want price to push up first before you look to sell, because this is more now bullish territory. And if you want to short, you want price to at least pull back first. And as I said, what's this level? 1.106 is not a bad place for a short. But me, I'm still very bullish on Euro, so I'm only looking to buy, and my level of interest, at least my first one anyway, is 1.1000, basically 1.1 on the dot. That's what I'm looking to take my buys. So yeah, if you're looking to sell, I would wait for a pullback, because right now this is more bullish territory, and I would not be looking to sell. Quotes come back to the prop industry slowly, so it's kind of bearish trend. Yeah, again, prop firms, they're here to stay. They're here to stay. It's just about finding the correct balance and making sure that the prop firm and the trader can work together sustainably long term. Once that balance is met, then the prop firm industry should start to boom and blossom again, because of course it's been through a lot of turbulence, and a lot of people have been hurt, lost money, firms, and a lot of traders as well. And it's been a lot of shady and ugly stuff in the industry. So hopefully we've reached the bottom of that, and all of the worst is behind us. I think it is anyway, because I'm looking around, seeing the space, looks like a lot of improvements have been made. So I do think it's onwards and upwards for the prop firm industry, and of course anyone else kind of still being shady and not running the firms correctly, they'll be chewed up and spat out as well. So I do think it should be onwards and upwards for the prop firm industry. And the worst, touch wood, is definitely behind us. And Keba, gold, yes, I will go take a look at gold. Geez, a lot of numbers there. I'll go through gold. Again, there's not much to report on gold apart from the consolidation and waiting for price to break out of it. But I will go and take a look for you, and pound CHF buy as well. Okay, we'll go through those. OP wants to ask you, but forgot. Tell me more about your prop firm. Yeah, happily. So yeah, we'll be looking to launch the prop firm very soon, elevating traders. And the idea of the firm is to onboard traders throughout whatever stage they are, whether they're right at the beginning or right at the advanced stage of their journey. But the idea of the firm is to have under one umbrella an academy to coach, improve traders. I've created a whole course which is completely free for traders in the community. So traders will grasp, understand their technical analysis, understand the knowledge. Then from then onwards, once traders are confident, comfortable, ready to take their challenge, they can of course purchase a challenge with us, and we'll have the 1-step, 2-step, and the 3-step challenges. And of course, depending on what their preferences are, they can choose between the two, between the three, and then we'll look to fund traders who successfully pass, and hopefully look to work with them very sustainably, because there will be benefits for traders who just slowly make consistent gains, not looking for anything crazy, just slowly consistent gains, and there will be benefits for those traders and less restrictions when it comes to rules as well. So the idea is to get traders from messing around, not really know what they're doing, to disciplined, systematic traders, and then look to work with them long term and provide them capital to trade with. So hopefully we can find as many traders as possible. That because again, a lot of prop firms, well, at least 6 months to a year ago, a lot of them, kind of just want anyone just to purchase challenge and then just try and gamble their way to a payout. That's not really what we're after. Well, that's not what we're after at all, really. We want to actually have traders, because the goal of the prop firm is to find good traders and then look to work with them long term. So it's the reason why we're providing a lot of education and making sure we can be as hands-on with the traders as possible. So that's the overall goal of the firm. Many firms would have gone down. I don't think so. I think, of course, your trading platform is a very important aspect of the firm. So if you lose the trading platform, then what other traders are going to trade on? So losing a platform, then you're going to have to go and find another platform, which will cost a lot of money. And of course, you've got a lot of traders who are going to still keep buying challenges and want payouts and keep trading. And then that's going to cause a lot of backlog and stuff. So I feel like, yes, there will be a lot of firms would have not gone under if that didn't happen. But then again, I feel like it happening kind of sped up the process that the industry does need, because if the firm can't survive, if a firm is using MetaTrader and that disappears and the firm can't survive, I don't think it's a very sustainable firm in the first place. So I feel like MetaTrader removing themselves from the space has definitely kind of sped up the learning curve and sped up everything to make things actually good and where it's supposed to be. So yes, I feel like it definitely caused a lot of firms to struggle, but I feel like it's necessary struggle to actually make the firm solid, because firms that could handle it and were able to pivot quickly and set themselves up for possible events is the type of firms that you want to be trading with. Would it be limited to particular countries? No, we're not looking to limit ourselves to particular countries. Hopefully, with the way we're looking to structure things, we should be open to everyone, because the idea is to find good traders globally. So whether you're in Italy or South Africa or China or the US, we want to be working with you. Anyway, let me go through some charts before I forget. But again, any questions regarding the prop firm, of course, feel free to drop it. Okay, so where it is, okay, gold. I'll go through gold. I'll go through pounds CHF as well. So yeah, with gold, like I said, not much to report on other than I'm waiting for price to break out the consolidation, because all of this is just noise to me. And I'm still very bullish, but if I'm looking to buy, any price to break out of this, either come a lot further down, and I've got a nice confluence here around 24.45. Should we break down, I'll look for the next higher low, one over there. There we go, one over there, second. Now looking for the next one. Or we break the high, keep it simple, break the high, look for the retest, and of course, expecting more upside from then onwards. So gold, that's the only thing I'm looking at. Anything in here, anything intraday, I'm not gonna judge because the price action is too difficult to decipher, and it's very hard to put a stop loss somewhere in here because it's going to be very easily, tagged just a random wick, a random move. Very, very difficult to operate inside of there. So I'll only be looking at price breaking out and then looking at opportunities afterwards. In terms of pound CHF, I'm still very bearish on that one, although the price action isn't looking particularly great. This is another one that's kind of consolidating, but kind of breaking to the downside. It's not clean. Again, I'm looking for a breaking retest, but I'm looking to pick the best breaking retest I can find. This is not really a good example of that. Price broke to the downside, broke back above, broke to the downside. It now looks like it's retesting, but even that's not looking clean either. I want to see price really commit to the downside. It might mean that I don't get the retest of this level. It might mean that if price does break lower, I might just get the retest of this low. But I'm happy with that as long as the opportunity is clear and momentum is clear as well. Here, it's like a very corrective breakout. That's not a good sign either. And it's just kind of very messy. You said you're looking for buys. I'm not really looking for buys at all with pound Swiss. At least not now anyway. If we can break to the upside here, then I'll be looking at buys, or at least I won't be looking at sells anymore. So that would be my bullish opportunity, but bearish for now. Just need to wait for price to clean itself up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If it does, I'll be waiting. But yeah, both pairs on the choppy side of things. Okay, I'll go through Euro USD and pound as well. You're looking for sells on both. Okay, we'll go and see. It's all pretty plain sailing. Yeah, my Forex fund was the catalyst for everything, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a domino effect. It was a very, very, just one after the other, really. Good morning, Karis. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Confidence in these firms was all-time low. After, 100%. Yeah, that's again, because there's a very kind of course, when all the firms kind of went under, everyone's confidence was at all-time low. No one really wanted, or less people anyway, were looking to buy challenges anyway. And you kind of want to look for signs that, okay, this firm is here to stay, and if I do pass, I'm going to be paid out as well. So if a firm's going to set themselves up for the future, they've got to be thinking for the future. And a lot of firms, just trying to do a quick cash grab essentially, and those are the firms that kind of went under. And if they still are, they're probably going to go under very soon. But especially with elevated trades, we're looking to actually, because the idea we're looking at is to find traders to work with and then look to provide them capital and trade with them as long as they trade as well. That for us is very much our focus, and we're trying to find as many traders as possible and grow that as big as possible as well. So that's very much what we're trying to focus on. And because of that, there will be restrictions, there will be rules that makes traders focus on consistent gains and small consistent gains over the long run. So we're very much trying to avoid welcoming gamblers onto the site. Of course, you can't stop people, coming onto the site, but with the rules and the restrictions we're looking to incorporate, we're trying to make sure that we'll find actual traders, because at the end of the day, there's no longevity with us having gamblers on our website, because gamblers are here just to get a quick pay. If they lose the challenge, I'll just buy another one, or I'll go to another firm. If I get banned, I'll just go to another firm. So there's no longevity there with firms that way. Because if you look at old school prop firms, proprietary firms, they look to onboard actual, well-rounded traders, and then they keep them as long as possible. And the better they are, the more room they give to the trader. So that's very much what we're trying to do, of course, in the new kind of format. But we don't see any sustainability with gamblers on our site. So hopefully, we just get as many actual traders as possible, and that is very much our goal. Afternoon, Antonio. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Yeah, I agree. I think we are finding footing in the industry once the boss is, because there's less and less kind of chaos in the prop firm space, or at least from my point of view anyway. There's less and less chaos, kind of 6 months ago, not even 6 months, 4 or 5 months ago, a lot of chaos, a lot of just drama going on. And I think we're seeing less and less and less as time continues, which is a good sign because things are stabilizing. Firms are realizing what they need to do to survive and continue. And of course, I've had the benefit of elevating traders that I can actually see all the mess, see all the kind of chaos, and actually just learn from everything, and position my firm in a way that it kind of avoids all of those previous mistakes and all those, all those situations. So that's kind of been a real benefit to launching a lot later than other firms as well. But yeah, we are seeing a lot less mess, a lot less chaos, which, yeah, I feel like the worst is behind us. And we'll hopefully see a lot more firms be a bit smarter and prioritize sustainability. Yeah, of course, with low channel fees, attracting gamblers, of course. And again, that's kind of the old way of thinking. If I can get a lot of gamblers into my site, pay me a bunch of money, and then I'm expecting all those gamblers to fail. Essentially, maybe one or two will hit the jackpot, and then I have to pay them out. But that's kind of the old mentality of prop firms. The newer is very much looking for sustainability. If you look at FTMO as well, they've just onboarded the quant lane, the prop firm quant lane. Of course, that's probably a few months ago now, but they're looking for sustainability in their trading as well. And that's very much the direction I'm expecting the industry to go in. Okay, let me go through Euro USD quickly. You said you're looking to sell Euro and sell pound. Like I said, I can see these sell opportunities, but the more intraday, I think the bigger move for Euro and pound is still very much to the upside, because I'm looking at these major daily swing lows here. And my plan is to try and catch the next one, depending how far we pull back. But I'm looking at these areas for that next high low to form. Even a retest of the high here as well should become a little bit deeper. That for me is still a reasonable place for a higher low. If I whip out the Fibonacci from the low to the high, you've got 0.5, 0.618, 0.786. These are kind of the areas which I'll look to buy Euro USD in and expect that higher low to form. So for short side of things, we could definitely fall into these areas. And of course, that's a reasonable short to be looking to take advantage of, a lot of room to the downside. But like I said, I expect it to be retracement and then price to find its feet and then eventually push higher. So that's very much what I'm looking at for Euro. If you're looking to sell, now is not really the time, since we're coming back into the low there. You want to see a bit of a push to the upside, a low high, and then some continuation. You can see here we did have a brief pause in the market, some nice momentum breaking through. So something like that makes a lot of sense to me. But I'm not really interested in the sells, just waiting for the buys. And hopefully you can find some entries soon. I feel like we will at some point this week. Yeah, just got to stay patient. And same thing for pound as well. We're looking for that bigger pullback for the continuation higher. These were our prior higher lows. Low there, low there, low there, there. And looking for the next one. This is the area I'm looking to buy from. So again, in the meantime, there might be some entries to take pound USD to the downside. In fact, this one's a lot closer to the retest. Might see something like this and another drop. So that's not a bad opportunity to be looking to take advantage of. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with euro and pound. Room to the downside, but more watching the upside. Yeah, of course, in real big trouble, and that's the thing with focusing on B book as well. I feel like firms will start to incorporate more A book in the future. Chris, dollar seed chef, I will take a look at, no problemo. Looking to short, okay, we'll go through that. Tom, with lower fees, I believe the tough conditions, the conditions will make it even. Yeah. There's of course a balance it because it's, the firm and the trader. It just needs to be a balance, for every industry ever. There's always a balance between the the businesses selling the products and of course the customers as well. So if the business is selling good product at a good price, the customer will buy the product at the price. Happy customer, happy business. You continue. That's the same with trading as well. Buying, selling Euro USD, same thing as well. So as long as the transaction is positive for both sides of the deal, then you've got something you can work with. And that hasn't been the case for a long time with the industry, but like I said, I feel like we're pushing in the right direction. What's up, Sculpey? Good morning. Good morning. I've messaged you this morning. Okay, I'll go take a look after the stream. But I hope you're doing good. I'm well. Thank you for asking. Do you believe you're watching the sidelines? You can leverage. Well, yeah, of course. That's the huge benefit of launching a lot later than other firms, is that a lot of this turbulence, a lot of this noise, I'll be witnessing it and using that to my advantage. Really, that's exactly what I've been doing, to be honest. So it's been a benefit to see what's happened because it's made me a lot wiser for it, and it's kind of shown to me, what needs to be done for this to be sustainable. So yeah, I'm grateful for that. Of course, launching a new firm is always a bit more difficult. You'd rather have launched like 3, 4, 5 years ago and already be reputable firm. But launching later has definitely given me a big benefit, which I think I'd rather have, to be honest. Good man. Finally back after school. Holidays been hectic past few days. Yeah, I can imagine, man. I can imagine. Oh yeah, it's September as well. Kids are back to school. Completely forgot about that. Kids are back at school. The holidays are over. That means winter is upon us. Lovely. But yeah, hopefully you've been good, and hopefully your migraines better. I remember you said you were having a migraine last week. Okay, so I'll go through dollar seed chef. I think someone said pound CAD or something. Yeah, and Keva, pound CAD has retested the horizontal resistance. Local bearish reaction, so expecting a bearish move. Okay, so I'll go through pound CAD and I'll take a look at dollar seed chef as well. If I have missed out a pair someone has mentioned, just drop it down in the chat again. But yeah, I can't remember if I have. But yeah, in terms of dollar CHF, you said you're looking at breaking retest 0.84740. 84740. Okay, so you're on the lower time frames here because I'm not really seeing much of a break and retest anywhere. 84740. Let me know what time frame you're working on, Chris. I feel like it's probably like the 15, or maybe not. I'm not too sure which level you're talking about. 84740, 84740. Yeah, I'm not too sure which breaking retest you're talking about. I think if you're talking about the 15, if you're talking about this low here, then yeah, I understand where you're on. If it's a level on the hourly or the 4 hour, yeah, I can't quite see what you're mentioning. But if it's about the 15-minute level there, I like it, but I wouldn't be trying to push this one too far, certainly with this area on the left here. But we've seen some nice momentum there. I mean, if you look, okay, yeah, 50-minute. Okay, so if you're looking at this opportunity here, I'd probably say entries, you probably want to go even lower to like the 5-minute or something to really refine the entry and improve that risk to reward. Because of course, if you get a short somewhere here, you got the low straight away. So you probably want to drop to the 5-minute as well to look for entries. But essentially, you're taking advantage of this newfound momentum and possible lower high if there's room to the downside. So I like it, but yeah, very intraday, and you probably don't want to overstay your welcome there because price could very much see another push to the upside. But it does look like price is topping out here, especially with that prior lower high there. So I do like it. But as we approach like 84,700 flat, I would say that's a good area to at least start managing the trades, maybe partials, maybe trail your stop loss. Of course, that's up to you. But I'd watch out for that area. Yeah, the darkness approaches. I'm not looking forward to it being dark at like 4 p.m. There's nothing fun about that. If you guys are enjoying the stream, by the way, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It does really help out. And make sure you do hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. I appreciate everyone who has liked and subscribed to the stream, to the channel. So far, it does really help out. Messed up my vision, all sorts, but appreciate that. No problem. Good to hear you're doing well, though. Yeah, migraines not the one. Not the one at all. So yeah, I mean, in terms of myself, it's only Aussie dollar really. That's in my, it's Aussie dollar. Okay. I thought it was breaking out a little bit bigger than that. So yeah, I'm looking for a long here, and it's going to be interesting to see how that candle does close. If it closes strongly, bullish, breaks out of this descending channel, has some momentum about it, I might look to pop an entry there. It really depends on the candle closure. But then again, this has got another 2 hours and 50 minutes before it does close. So we've got a long while before it does close. But the key thing is that we're holding on to this area. As I've said last week, these are the two areas I'm considering for some buys now. Since the first area I was looking at didn't hold, now I'm looking at this second level, if not the third one, for some upside. How's the DXY looking? I haven't actually gone over to the DXY yet. Not much. Still want it to push a little bit higher. Especially kind of after like this double bottom here. I feel like there's room to the upside. Maybe even retesting this area there. And then maybe the sell. And of course the buy in euro, buy in pound, buy in Aussie, sell in dollar CAD. That's kind of what I'm looking at. So yeah, DXY, I'm kind of still anticipating more strength for USD. But yeah, struggling in the 4 hour there. Check Bitcoin and oil. Okay. Yeah, Bitcoin came into an interesting. Yeah, Bitcoin was pretty bullish yesterday. So yeah, Bitcoin's back at the low there. So it was a nice little wick into that level there on Friday. Nice rejection, and we did see a bit of a push now. I'm not necessarily expecting Bitcoin to make it swing back to the high here. The reason I say that is because Bitcoin failed to do that on its last attempt. You can see nice rejection here. We got about 3/4 of the way before price came right back down. Not the best sign. You'd want price to at least test the high again before coming down. The fact that we did that is not a good sign there. So Bitcoin, nice rejection there, yes. But I'm actually expecting it to probably roll back over, come to the low. And if we do see a break, a big move down. So yeah, buys are naturally going to be good at the lower end of the channel. Of course, if we do come back there again, there could be some more buys. But I'm not so confident that we're making it right back to the swing high anymore, to the top of the channel, because of the last swing we did. So yes, nice reaction. There may still be a bit more upside left, but I'm not expecting us to come back there again. I do think we'll probably roll back over, maybe at this middle point here of the range, 60K. That could be a nice place where we do turn over. But still solid support, solid rejection there. If you are looking to buy, not a bad place to look to buy from. But yeah, I'm less confident that we're going to see a big swing and probably going to roll over at some point. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with Bitcoin. All right, no problem. Will, have a good one, my man. We'll see you in the next one. Yep, BTC does like that channel. It likes that channel big time. It's just been trading so well in it, to be honest. Back and forth, back and forth. So naturally, just looking to buy low and sell high, it would be a really nice way to trade Bitcoin. But yeah, eventually we are going to break out of this. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The longer this continues, the less confident I am that we are going to break to the upside. Because I can definitely see Bitcoin breaking lower, to catch some more buyers, take out some traders who have maybe bought a little bit too high up, get some panic selling going, catch some more buyers down lower, maybe around 40K, maybe even lower, and then make the next swing to the upside. So I'm less optimistic that we're going to do something like this. I was pretty optimistic probably about a month ago, 2 months ago. But the longer it continues, the less likely I'm confident that we're going to make that move, that we're going to break high. So I think we'll probably break lower. Like I said, maybe around 40K, and then try and make a move higher up after that. So yeah. But yeah, it has respected the channel very, very well. So it looks like technical analysis is improving now on Bitcoin. Just a simple channel there has provided some nice buying opportunities. NZD-CAD, we're kind of approaching the level we were talking about. Okay, I'll go take a look at NZD-CAD first. Let me just quickly go for oil for Chris. I agree. Yeah. I feel like we probably will. I'm not saying that we will break lower, but I'm just saying there's less and less likely that we're going to break higher, especially if we continue this for another couple of months. Yeah, I'll be expecting us to break lower. So yeah, with oil, I'm still bearish on this one, just for a little bit more. I'm expecting 66, which is this level here. I want us to continue a little bit further down, and then we can discuss some buys. But it was a really big weekly candle last week, breaking through the floor here. I'm kind of expecting us just to come back down into support there. So what I did say last week was, if the market was going to be kind enough to retest this low, this could be a really nice place for a short, and ride that back to 66. At the moment, it doesn't look like we're going to see such a pullback. If I drop to the hour, you can see how consistent we are with all these lower highs. 1, 2, 3, possibly a fourth there as well. It just looks like price is going to continue lower. So, if price does push up again, it's probably just going to give us a lower high and sell off. I think as long as we don't take out this high here, you're looking to short these opportunities and ride that down, at least back to the lows here, and then possibly 66. If you do have a bigger pullback, then yeah, great. Let's retest this 71.5 level and hopefully catch a nice swing back to 66. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at for oil. So we had this big kind of pennant type price action here, which price has finally broken out of. So I'm expecting us to come back into its origin, which is this low. So yeah, oil, a little bit more downside left to give, I'd expect. And if it does push up, it's probably just an opportunity to sell. So keep an eye out for that. But it looks like it might just kind of just keep selling off intraday and not see that big a swing. But that's what I'm looking at for oil. In terms of NZD CAD, it does look like price is retracing back to that area. Yeah, so this is the level I was mentioning back yesterday. I think you were mentioning this area here, so slightly higher up. It's almost at that area. But yeah, essentially, I want to see NZD CAD reject here and see some downside. I do feel like with NZD CAD that we've respected this high very, very well. Had a few attempts to break through, one over there, which turned into a big fake out. And then we've just got a second one over here, which hasn't played out pretty well either. So if we are going to continue south, let's start holding some structure. We had a high over there, low, lower high, lower low. Let's start rejecting this area or the consolidation slightly above us. Of course, at the moment, we're looking pretty bullish, but who knows? Things can change. Things can change as we come into the New York session, and maybe you might see a nice bearish engulfing candle off the back of that. But yeah, we're in the vicinity. Just need to see price give us the trigger, give us the sign that we're respecting this area and we're about to turn. At the moment, not quite seeing that. But yeah, we're definitely there. How's Aussie CAD looking? Semi bullish as well, but yeah, I'm pretty bearish on both of them. Like I said, CAD pairs, I do think they're likely to head lower. So yeah, that's what I'm expecting for them. And I do like it when the correlation lines up pretty well. No problem, Chris, happy to help. So yeah, I like to, because of course, when you trade as many pairs as I do, and you're looking at majors, minors, you do notice the correlations between the two, which we touched about yesterday. But when you're looking, because as you can see with my watch list, I kind of group the pairs together. So you got the USD pairs over there, the yen pairs over there, CAD pairs over there, crosses over here, and Swiss pairs over there. So I try and group them in terms of their correlation. So if the Swiss pairs, they mostly do the same thing. As I flick through, you can all see they're pretty bearish or kind of have been falling over the past few weeks. If I flick through the yen pairs, for example, they've been doing the same thing as well. CAD pairs, they've been pushing up, but quite choppy. So if you go through NZD CAD there, slight push to the upside, but quite choppy. Pound CAD, better push to the upside because pound's being a bit stronger, but starting to struggle. Aussie CAD, slight push to the upside, but starting to struggle. Euro CAD, nice push to the upside, but again, starting to struggle. So when I go through these groups of pairs, I try to understand my overall kind of bias of what I expect that group to be doing. For example, the yen pairs, I'm expecting that group to be falling. So euro yen, I'm expecting that to keep falling. Aussie yen to keep falling, so on and so forth. Those are the two I'm focusing out of the bunch, but for all of them, I'm pretty bearish bias on. The USD, I'm pretty long-term weak on the dollar. So pairs like euro, long-term expecting to go higher, pound expecting to go higher, dollar CAD expecting to go lower, gold expecting to go higher, Aussie expecting to go higher. So that's kind of my bias I'm looking at. CAD pairs, I'm looking at downside. So euro CAD, I'm looking at a big move down. Aussie CAD, big move down. Pound CAD, big move down. NZD CAD, big move down. So what this allows me to do is basically just choose which is the best of the bunch. So I know the bias for what I'm looking to do. And sometimes I don't have a bias as well. Sometimes the pairs are just very choppy. Maybe there's a lot of news going along. Maybe I'll just stay neutral. If I do have a clear-cut bias, my next task is to decide which yen pair do I want to trade? Do I want to trade the pound? Do I want to trade the euro? Do I want to trade the Aussie? And that becomes my trade selection. So, for example, with NZD CAD short, I'll look between NZD CAD, Euro CAD, Pound CAD, Aussie CAD, and see which one I like the most. And again, if I don't like them all to a certain level, I'll just kind of not trade those pairs. What I think about gold, silver. Oh, it's been a long time since I've looked at gold against silver. Relative strength chart between gold and silver. Yeah, I have looked at that before, but it's been a long while. Is it gold, silver, or silver, gold? Yeah, gold, silver. Okay, so when's the last time I had a look at it? The last time I had a look at it was clearly over here, which is back in June. Okay, so not that long ago. So what have we been doing then? What have we been doing? Okay, so looks like last time I was looking at it, we were trading around here. So it looks like I was looking for a bigger swing to the upside, but looking for some shorter sell and buy opportunities, which kind of happened, kind of didn't happen. We have seen a big move higher. Let me just clear the chart so I can start fresh. So yeah, slight uptrend there. Nothing crazy. Slight uptrend on the higher time frames. Prices respected that low pretty well. Of course, now as we approach this area here, now we're back at major resistance again, because effectively, you can kind of look at this as a range really for gold against the silver. You've got the high up there. If we were to break this level, then you're expecting us to make our way back to the high. So that's kind of how I look at it. But yeah, we're at an area where we could be seeing price turn around here. Could be seeing price turn around. That's the weekly chart. Daily, similar situation. If we're to break through 90, and then you're looking at 95. But at the moment, as we come into the high, I'll be looking at some downside. Maybe not longer term, but if we're to push up again, that would be a nice opportunity to short. Maybe back to this area, but I wouldn't be looking at anything crazy. I do think eventually we'll get back to the high there, but for now, shorts still look pretty good. So what does that mean? That means gold is going to be a bit weaker than silver, which means that silver would have a bit more luck with a move to the upside. So if silver and gold are going to be bullish, that means silver will be more bullish than gold, at least for a short while. If they're going to be bearish, that means gold is going to drop harder than silver, which makes sense because gold has been pretty bullish. If it is going to be bearish, it's got more room to move. Silver, not as much. But yeah, not really a market I look at. Do you look at gold against silver a lot? I know it tells you which metals are going to be stronger, but yeah, I wouldn't really look at gold, silver like that. Ashish, gold, as I've mentioned, looking for the breakout. A lot of people interested in gold today. I don't know why. Price action is all over the place. I mean, that's probably why, to be honest, because it's not clear. I'll be looking at a break and retest of the high there for gold. I'm very bullish on the pair, but I want price to be breaking outside this range and trading above it. Then I can look for my retest, my pullbacks, and then look for buys that way. Because I wouldn't want to be trading gold inside that range. Tom, special stream for CPI, just like Friday. I only do it for NFP. Maybe in the future I might start doing it for CPI as well. Because NFP is the big notorious one. It's the one that everyone knows about. CPI a year ago wasn't even really a big thing. Of course, economically, yes, but in terms of the markets never used to react big to CPI. NFP notoriously has always been a big event. It has its moments where NFP doesn't really move the market either, but everyone's always been aware of NFP and Fed interest rate as well, FOMC. So CPI, maybe. I feel like it's not big enough. It's not big enough. Maybe Fed interest rate, maybe FOMC. NFP, yes. I think for the US, for the Fed, I might do a stream as well, but that's a bit awkward because it's at 7 p.m. If I was in the States, it's like midday. I don't know, maybe. I never looked at the chart, so cheers for just gave you a new chart to wrap your head around. Yeah, to be honest, I don't really look at to gold against silver really. I've looked at it. The only times I've looked at it is when people requested it. To be honest, but yeah, I think the last person before actually used to trade gold against silver. Oh no, it wasn't gold against silver. It was Bitcoin against gold. Yeah, yeah, that was a weird chart. I think it's Bitcoin against gold. Yeah, there's no way we trade Bitcoin against gold. Bitcoin against Aussie as well. I guess there's a chart for everything these days. But yeah, my advice is always stick with the bigger markets. Um, you don't want to be trading like gold against the Turkish lira because what's going on there? There's no point in there. The spreads will be awful. Not a lot of people trade it. It's not worth your time. Um, Not really. Just think it's interesting to look at the relative strength. But okay, I think to see how well technical analysis works. Then, yeah. I think it's. I mean, it's interesting how technical analysis pretty much applies to every market. Really, I think that's really interesting. But then again, what is technical analysis? It's the analysis of history and the analysis of how people react to price. Really, so it's always going to have its place in every market because in every market you've always got people buying and selling and having fear and having greed, and that's what creates these patterns at the end of the day. So it's interesting, but nothing's going to compare to like a Euro USD because Euro USD is where you get the most attention, the most most amount of volume. So it's always the price that's always going to be the best there. On average, of course, Euro does have its moments where it's not moving clean, but on average, Euro is going to give you the best opportunity. But then it can be handy to look at other markets to add confidence to a bias. And if you're looking at gold, you're looking at silver, both look like a good trade to long. Should I buy gold or should I buy silver? Maybe taking a look at the gold against the silver chart to see, okay, long term or for the next week, it looks like gold's going to push up against silver. Maybe I should buy gold instead of silver. So it can be very beneficial from that perspective. I think we're setting for one more drop in liquidity web before we take the highs. Yeah, I can see that happening. Yeah, it was you that pointed this level out to me around 24.45, 24.50, where we have this trend line and that confluence there. Possibly you could see price break lower, tag that area before we do push up. I could see that happening because we need something to get the ball rolling. Unless price is going to wait for like I mean, CPI could move the market. CPI can move the market. I was expecting NFP to do the honors and break us higher, but it actually pushed us right back down again. So yeah, maybe we do fake lower first before we push higher. But yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one looking to trade gold, I must say, especially intraday in the middle of this range. Not that you won't be able to find any opportunities. It's just going to be more difficult. When gold's a bit more free flowing, it's easier. But when it's like that, it's obviously going to be more difficult. Um, Yeah, I can agree with that, Sculpey. I can agree with that. Gold to Bitcoin, pretty volatile. Yeah, I wouldn't touch that. I wouldn't touch that. Corn USD, orange juice futures, live cattle futures. Orange juice and live cattle futures is crazy. How do you even do that for live cattle? Because it's not like you're monitoring live cattle on a computer. Well, maybe you are. I don't know. I mean, I was trying to think about that for a second, but yeah, I think I won't. Is live cattle futures a thing, or did you just make that up? 'Cause that's crazy. Live cattle. I trade live cattle for a living. I trade live cattle futures for a living. That's crazy to me. I make money trading live cattle. Yeah, it doesn't come off the tongue pretty well. Um, do they deliver a few cows to your house? They must do. They must do. Because we're trading live cattle here. There's lives at stake. Yeah, that's a crazy um, concept there. Because of course, when you're trading like soybeans, you're trading, um, you know, even metals. It's tangible stuff. But like live cattle, like maybe I don't know. I don't know. I'm just an FX trader. That's out my depth there. Live cattle, that's above my pay grade. I just stick with your general Euro USD, your general pound JPY. Live cattle, orange juice, corn even. Yeah, that's not for me. I'm starting to branch out to indices though. I'm starting to incorporate that into my trading. So I'm excited for US 30 to start trading this one live. I'll be dipping my toes in the water before I do to start trading at full size. But then hopefully it goes pretty well, and then I can start to look to add S&P and NAS as well. And that's a whole different kettle of fish because FX indices, although of course you're still using technical analysis, but indices they do operate slightly differently. So I'm excited to trade them because it's a different ball game. The direction with these guys is always up, and yeah, definitely going to be using that to my advantage. Of course, they do have their bearish cycles as well, and they provide some phenomenal moves going down as well, which will be great to trade. But it's just if you catch this one right and you catch a higher low, you give it some room to breathe. You're looking at some really nice risk rewards here, which you don't really see much on FX. You do have it from time to time, but it's more difficult to predict when price is going to give you a massive swing like this. It's a bit more easier to predict, I feel like, with the indices. Of course, they're big moves to be taken advantage of. Gold as well will give you the big moves as well if you catch gold right. But pairs like dollar CAD, Aussie dollar, it's just a bit more difficult. Just a bit more difficult. And again, there's nothing wrong with these pairs. It's just that the indices will give me a different dynamic. So yeah, I'm excited to start trading them. What is wrong with you? My cows are better than yours. Still on gold for a while. Please around 21.50. Okay, I'll take left. You found a head and shoulder pattern for wow. Okay, I'll go and investigate that. Yeah, especially on the short as well. Especially on the short. That's a good point, Ben. Especially on the short. If you catch the right side of a short, it does. It does. On average, it takes a little bit longer to push up on the indices than it does to push down. So if you hit a short well, you hit a short really well. So yeah, that's what I'm excited about with indices because you just don't see that on FX. And most of my trades on FX, I do trade gold from time to time, but on average, I'd probably say I trade gold and silver once every, maybe every quarter. So that's about 4 trades a year on gold and silver. So it's not a lot. It's not a lot. So I'm excited to trade indices more. Anyway, so gold, you spot a head and shoulder somewhere. Yeah, I'm not quite seeing that. Is it inverse head or regular head and shoulder? 25.10 left shoulder, 25.10. Yeah, which time? 4 hour? I'm not seeing the head and shoulder. Oh, you mean left head, right shoulder? That's not really head and shoulder. You kind of want the head to be higher. Oh, I kind of want the head to be higher there. Unless you're talking about left head, right shoulder. That possibly might be what you're referring to. But then again, I think that's a bit of a reach, to be honest. Because again, the head and shoulder pattern, it represents a reversal. You know, if the market's pushing up and then you see the market makes a high, then a lower high, you know, this is where the head and shoulder pattern comes from, because the market now, instead of consistently making higher highs, it's now made a lower high. And if you break through the neckline, you're effectively breaking structure, because this is the swing low that gave us the swing high. Breaking through that then indicates that price is more likely to continue lower and suddenly push up again. So that's the idea with head and shoulder. You want the market to be trending, then you want it to put the pattern in, and then you want it to reverse. And that's an effective head and shoulder pattern. But inside the middle of the range here, it's always going to be a little bit more obscure. It's going to be a bit more difficult to work with. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but it's not a pattern which I'll be looking to trade, especially in the middle of a range as well. If I'm looking to short gold, it would have to be at the high here. If I'm looking to buy gold, it would have to be at the low. If I'm looking to trade the range, that is. Yeah, I wouldn't want to try and open and close trades in the middle there, unless I'm going for a very quick scalp intraday, maybe. But yeah, I'm not really seeing the head and shoulder there, unless that's not the pattern you're referring to and it's somewhere else. If it is, let me know. But inside, yeah, I wouldn't get too excited about a pattern in the middle of the range. Oh, I didn't know that. 3 times faster than longs. I didn't know that, actually. I knew it's faster, but I didn't know it's specifically 3 times faster. That's probably why people really like to short, because I don't know about you guys, but I have a natural tendency to look for more sells than I do buys. I feel like a lot of people have that. I need to research into why that is, but yeah, a lot of people like to short rather than buy. Or you see shorts easier than you see buys. But yeah, it will take forever to see a big move, and then yeah, like you said, couple of weeks and it wipes out that move. So yeah, I'm excited for that for the indices, because it'll be a whole different dynamic to trade. I feel like I definitely will get burnt a few times. I'll be using slightly wider stop losses so to accommodate for that, and they do kind of rip quite quickly. They don't see as many retests as you'll see in FX as well. So I'm gonna have to get into trades a little bit earlier with the indices, which I've noticed. Because in FX, I'll be looking for the retest here, which never happens, and it just continues higher up. So I'm gonna have to get used to that. And pullbacks can be a little bit deeper as well, as we can see, very corrective. But yeah, it's these moves here that just take stop losses to the downside and then absolutely go. There's no retest in sight here, really, at least on the 4 hour. So yeah. It's going to be interesting. And yeah, I'm just not interested in the bullish cycle. I'm also interested in the bearish cycle, as we said. Really nice sells as well. Okay, dollar yen, I'll take a look at return, no problem. Same with me. I see shorting opportunities easily. Yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. Um, I do tend to see sells a little bit easier. So sometimes I do invert the chart, so I can see it from a bearish point of view. And sometimes that does really help me. It does really help me because it makes me see it in the way I see it better. So if I see sells easier, then might as well just invert the chart so I can see the opportunity better. But yeah, I don't know why that is. Anyway, so dollar yen. So yeah, I'm pretty bearish on dollar yen as well. I'm pretty bearish across the board for the yen pairs. So I'm expecting more of the same. We do have a big level here at 141, not too far away. I would expect us to get to that pretty soonish. What I did say on my weekly analysis, it would be great if price could push up one more time and then catch the sell because we've formed a lovely lower high here, another one there as well. It would be nice if price can do that again, and this would be your opportunity to short it. I think someone said they were looking to short within here. Makes sense, but given how price is moving, I would want that bigger pullback first and then the drop. And then, yeah, 141 is where I expect price to move into. This was the swing low, which gave us this massive run to the upside. Looks like price is naturally just going to come and test it again. I've marked out 138. It's a pretty big level there as well. Should we break through 141, that's the next level we'll look at. But for now, I'll be expecting more downside for dollar yen. But this is the opportunity I would be interested in. Yeah, and then the short. Yeah, short squeeze can be brutal in indices. So make sure you've got a stop. Of course. Whenever I place a trade, there's always a stop loss. And again, I know some people like stop loss, some people don't. I've been stopped out many times and then seen price move my direction. I think that the best remedy to that is, always be open to re-enter. Of course, when you get stopped out, you're a little bit burnt, but you don't want to be blind to an opportunity to re-enter because sometimes you are just stopped out for price to move higher. Not you specifically, but the market will move down before it moves up. So always be open to re-entries. So certainly if you've got a positive risk reward as well. But yeah, with indices, don't worry. I'll probably give myself a bit more room with indices actually than I normally use. You find it easy to trade indices? Okay, with my enter breakouts trader, so enter on the break in instead of waiting for the retest. Yeah, that's kind of what I've noticed with the indices, that the retest, although there are some nice opportunities in the retest, but they're not as common as I was seeing them in FX. For FX, you probably see a retest 60, 70% of the time, or even more. From indices, what I can see, especially the bigger moves, it's like 20% sometimes. So yeah, looking to trade retest and indices have been quite difficult because that's kind of how I trade the FX. I've been looking at the indices from that perspective, and there's a lot of missed opportunities. So yeah, I'll be looking to try and catch trades a little bit earlier and try and catch them on the dips, which may result in not may result in a slightly lower win rate, but I'll be using the risk reward to make up for that. And yeah, I might actually start to look into breakouts because I've never really traded out breakouts before, ever. In my journey, it's always been retests. It's always been prices pull back onto a level, and I'm looking to buy. That's always been the way I've been looking to trade. I never really traded breakouts, but I don't know. Maybe I might have to investigate breakouts with indices. It might make a lot of sense given the way price moves. Water. I will take a look at gold and silver. A lot of people asking for gold and silver today. We'll go through quickly. Yeah, it is quite weird, Chris. It is very weird. Where custom things falling due to gravity. So a man can picture things falling easier than rising, which is why people are more likely to short. That's an interesting point. accustomed to falling due to gravity. I feel like that there's some sense there, because I feel like, especially with the yen pairs, as they'll boom to the upside this year, and naturally as we push up, you kind of have that expectation that, yeah, the market's gonna come down. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of theories for it, to be honest. But yeah, I just tend to see sells easier. Although it has improved. I think probably like 2 years ago, I really had a sell bias, and I think about 70% of my trades were actually shorts. Um, Now it's a bit more like 60-40. Euro JPY, I will take a look for you, no problem. First, I'll go quickly through gold and silver, then we'll take a look at Euro Yen. And Bird charts are key, limiting to that bias, as you say. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it does make sense. It does make sense. As price rises, you expect it to fall. So I can see the logic there. I can definitely see the logic. So yeah, we'll go through gold and silver quickly. Then I will go through Euro Yen as well. So yeah, gold and silver. As I mentioned earlier, trying to find gold. There we are. There's not much to do with gold because we're just consolidating right now. I'm waiting for price to break out, and as long as we stay within that range, there's not much to say, because I wouldn't recommend looking to buy and sell in this, just because it's going to be very, very difficult to do. As we bounce back and forth, especially inside the middle, you can see random wicks, random moves, just difficult to trade. So I'm waiting for this opportunity here, simple break and retest. Or we come a little bit deeper and I look for some opportunities around 24.50. We have a really nice trend line here at play, and of course a massive level of resistance there, which hopefully will return support as well. So those are the two opportunities I'm considering for gold. Silver, I don't actually have an opportunity I'm looking at. I know longer term, I'm looking for a big swing to the upside. I'm looking for this to happen longer term. So that's the move I'm working towards. Of course, it may happen within the next week. It may happen within the next month, or we have to maybe wait to the end of the year to see that. So I'm being patient. Again, I trade a wide range of pairs, so I'm not too bothered if it does take a while to develop. What I would say is, though, if we do end up breaking higher, then this would be a buy I would be interested in. Something like this, which could happen in a week or two. But right now, price is still pretty bearish. We respected with that low there, and maybe we do go through one more sell-off, and we push the lows here, push to 26, which could end up being a nice place for a buy anyway. So silver, I'm looking for that move. Nothing really there yet. Maybe if we do break the high, then I can start looking for some opportunities, but that's a big if. And then, of course, the retest and the continuation. But yeah, I don't really have a setup I'm looking at for silver. I do have a setup for gold, just staying patient. So that's kind of where I'm at. And let me go through Euro Yen as well. So Euro Yen, I'm actually really, really keen about. Still looking remotely bearish right now, trying to push down. I am looking at a lot more downside for Euro Yen, but I need to push up first purely because I want to short it from a higher price. Will it make its move? I have no idea, but if it does, I'll be there waiting. You can see these prior lower highs here. I'm looking for the third one. Again, we had a really nice rejection of this high not long ago. Prices used that. It's kind of like a big head and shoulder pattern, really, with Euro Yen. So this would be a really nice textbook head and shoulder pattern, because you've had a really nice trend brewing up, which is this bullish trend here. Now we're seeing the head and shoulder pattern form at the top of the trend. So now you're expecting the reversal. Of course, this level here being the neckline around 156 is where I'm expecting the market to head towards. So the plan is hopefully we can see a pullback and then catch a short. But I don't know, maybe some of these intraday levels are going to hold. Maybe price is just going to steadily fall. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with those currency pairs. Hopefully indices can see some moves during the US session. Yeah, that's normally when they come to life. Yeah, US 30. Don't know, I may just look to use the New York session for my entries for the US session. I need to go back and see which is more profitable. What's wrong with you? I'm confused. So why didn't BTC rocket in 2020? It's been the concept of gravity. No, it's not essentially saying that price can't go up. It's just that you expect it to eventually reverse after it does go up. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't mean price can go up. It just means that some people want to short bullish markets, use fueled by shorts, get squeezed or what anyway. So you could argue a lot of people are shorting it. Yeah, I mean that makes sense as well. But yeah, it's not that price can't go up and that it shouldn't go up. It just means that you have the tendency to look to sell more than you would buy, because once you see a market push up, you're expecting it to dip. But then you can say the same thing once you've seen a market fall and you're expecting it to bounce. But I don't really have that tendency. I do, but not as much as the short bias. But yeah, we're not saying the markets can't go up. Of course not. Of course, we're not saying that. Because I mentioned earlier, I have the tendency to take more sells than I do with buys. And then Ben came up with a wonderful theory that he heard somewhere about gravity being the reason for that. But then thinking about the buy side of things, if the market has fallen a lot, I don't have a stronger instinct to buy that as I do with a market that's pushed up a lot, which makes me wonder. Oh well, it's one of life's mysteries. Maybe we'll never know. Yeah, that's true. Bears, yeah. Typically, the bears will be more aggressive. You always hear about people saying, okay, the market's gone up high, it can't go any higher, so short. That's always you always hear that. But then all you hear is trends your best friend as well. But yeah, I don't know, because of course most of my experience comes from FX, and in FX we don't tend to trend for too long. We do have our trends, but they last for a few weeks. Of course, they can be longer term, but they won't be as free flowing as indices or as Bitcoin anyway. So with FX, you have a bit more luck shorting bullish trends and shorting bullish markets than you will do with an indice. Because on average, we do chop around a lot more. You can see Euro USD has been heading up, since 1971, it has been bullish. However, there's been phenomenal opportunities to short. And yeah, you would have a lot more luck with Euro than you would do with BTC or S&P. All right, no problem, my man. Have a good one. Happy trading to you as well. Make sure you guys do leave a like on the stream as well if you have enjoyed it. It does really help out the channel. I do appreciate anyone who has liked the stream so far. Drop a subscription as well if you're enjoying the content, all of that good stuff. It does really help out. And yeah, and I heard that you might win your next trade if you do subscribe as well. So yeah, I mean, the only way to find that out is to subscribe and then go and test. How is dollar looking? Okay, it's actually looking a little bit weak there. How's Aussie dollar looking? Oh, okay, this is interesting. So we'll see how this 4 hour candle does close. It does close in the next 2 hours, and a lot can happen in the next 2 hours. But me shifting to the 4 hour time frame is giving me a little bit more free time with my hands there. Nothing crazy because I was only trading on the hourly, but I'll trade in the 4 hour and see how we get going. But yeah, if you get a nice solid candle closing above this, I will look for some entries there to take Aussie dollar higher. If the candle close isn't as big as I want it to, or it leaves a big wick, or for whatever reason it isn't looking quality, then I'll stay cash for now, because I'm kind of holding out for euro and holding out for pound. But we'll see what Aussie dollar can give us, because it's at my area. Just need to wait for that entry signal, which may come in the next couple of hours. Yeah, with that kind of closure, we would have. Oh no, CPI is tomorrow. I thought we had CPI today. So yeah, I'll wait for that kind of closure, and hopefully it can give me something. But other than Aussie dollar, nothing else is in my area. Euro USD, pound USD, not yet. Euro yen, Aussie yen, not yet. Dollar CAD, not yet as well. Gold, waiting for the breakout. USD, not yet either. And this one's looking pretty bearish. So yeah, it's only Aussie dollar I have to concern myself with at the moment. Exactly, it is true. It is true. If Scopy said it's true, that means it is true. So yeah, only Aussie dollar I have to concern myself with at the moment. Pound CHF. This one technically is at my area, but it's just not moving cleanly. So I am not going to bother trading it until it looks a lot better, and I can find some retest somewhere to get the short. But for now, yeah, I'm going to sit tight. Is anyone in any trades at the moment? It's like CAD is gaining some weakness, or losing some strength, I should say. So yeah, I'll keep an eye on USD pairs. That's kind of where it is for me. I mean, yen pairs look good, but I need a lot of yen weakness, a lot of retracement before that happens. So I'll have to weigh out. But USD is where my main focus will be. But guys, make sure you check out the Elevating Traders Discord channel. That is completely free to join. It is listed at the top of the chat. Put the link there. You cannot miss it. If you're not already there, make sure you are there. There'll be discount opportunities for when we do launch. So if you don't want to miss out on that, make sure you're in the Discord channel. Also, I do have the Telegram link as well. I do post my opportunities and videos there as well. Make sure you check that out. And of course, forget to mention, make sure you head over to Elevating Traders YouTube channel. I'll be posting more videos there about the firm, about how we operate, about how to use it as well, and rules and tips and tricks and all that good stuff on that YouTube channel. So you do want to make sure you subscribe to that if you're not already. In fact, the stream is also live there as well. Not in trade, waiting for a proper setup. That's all you can do, my man. That is all you can do. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming onto the stream. Thank you to my moderators as well. Really appreciate you guys helping out. And of course, thank you to everyone else for helping out too. I do really appreciate you guys chatting with me and tuning into the streams. As always, I will be live again tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. as always, UK time. But guys, I really appreciate everyone coming on. I hope everyone has a fantastic day. And of course, I'll catch you all in the next one.